Hi, I'm Rashmi, social media manager at Core, and today I have Kobus with me. We are going to talk about fine tuning. But before we get into fine tuning, let's talk about the very real problem that organizations are facing, but they don't want to admit it. So they are pouring a lot of time, money, talent into fine tuning commercial models that don't really belong to them. And in a world where providers can depreciate, replace, or radically change their models overnight, that means enterprises are now fine tuning on borrowed land, which is not essentially theirs. So it's basically you're building on it, you can change it, and then you have to again start over. So Kobus, I just wanted to have a little bit of your understanding here. So if you can help us.
Yeah, for sure, Rashmi. Thanks for having me. And I think, Rashmi, you actually put it very well when you spoke about, you building on borrowed land. And that's something I find very interesting that organizations are uh, building their applications on commercial models, which is not only very expensive, but it can be deprecated or terminated at any point in time. And then you've got to refactor and, adjust your application to a new model. And secondly, if you fine tune that model, as you rightly said, you pour time, effort, and cost into fine tuning that model, and then that model can be also deprecated at any point in time, and all that effort is then lost.
Okay, to address this thing, I'm pretty sure Core might be having some platform to kind of help here. So can you help us walk through what are the core offerings in which we can kind of address this problem?
Yeah, sure, Rasmus. So I think to what you've just mentioned. So the approach we've been following is that why not give our customers access to a no-code web-based user interface? Why not give them the opportunity to have access to hundreds of open source models, also via our integration to Hugging Face, and allow them to deploy open source models in a no-code fashion, and also then fine-tune those models in a no-code fashion. So then you have an open source model that is dedicated to you, that won't be deprecated, and also it's your private instance, so other information is not flowing to that model. It's your private instance for your organization, and the investment you make in fine tuning that model, there's no danger of that model being deprecated or that information and all that effort going lost.
Thank you so much, Kobus. That was really insightful. I would love if you can just help us with a very brief demo as to how we can look into this in core ecosystem. So please take us through that.
Thanks, Rashmi. I'll quickly share my screen and I'll just give you a basic overview of how it's done in a no-code fashion within the Kore.ai environment. Great, thanks, Rashmi. So now I'm in the Kore.ai agent or agentic app builder. You can see the typical, the search options here, tools. If I go to models, so I've got three options. I can see my fine-tuned models, of which I don't have any currently. I can access external models. So if I go to add a model, there's a whole host of models that's available, commercial models, if I want to leverage them. But I can go to open source models, as you rightly said, and I can just click on import model. If I go to adapter model, you can see here's a whole host of open source models that's available, and I can select any one of these models. There are also quite a few, um, you know, small language models, and from here I can um, I can download and install this model and make use of it within my environment.
Okay. How exactly will a enterprise choose which kind of a no code model they have to choose with a drop down list which you were just showing me? Is there like a parameter attached to that?
So that's a very good question, Rashmi. So what's happening is that organizations are using multiple models within a agentic workflow. So you can think of it as like a mesh or a different decision trees. And along the way, there are different models that's being used that's optimized for that decision point. So I think model orchestration is something that will become commonplace organizations won't just use a single model, but multiple small language models. But I think that's really where our expertise comes in as Kore.ai, to help companies to choose the best suited model for the use case, and then help them to fine tune that model to optimize that model for the specific use they're looking at.
Thank you, Kobus. That was really insightful. And we got to learn a lot about fine tuning today. And I would love to chat with you soon and have a great evening. Thank you so much.
Great. Thanks. Bye.